Hello all and welcome back to High Ridge Farm with me, the Walrus. We're in our final few days here of the autumn or fall season on High Ridge Farm, and we're getting ever closer to that powerful 10 million goal that I'd set myself before the end of the year. As we have lots and lots of beautiful harvests to gather from today. As you can see, I don't often come into the greenhouse. I try to come in at least every couple of days. So I'm not too concerned by the large quantity of fruit on the trees, because the thing is, I'm using most of the tree fruits to turn into jams, or just selling them quickly if I need a bit of extra cash and don't have the time to wait. But for now, we've got lots of ancient fruit to grab. Now, as I discovered, ancient fruit isn't quite as valuable as it had initially presented itself. Theoretically, however, because you don't actually pay for the seeds, it is a high value return because, of course, you didn't buy them. And they sell reasonably well. They're useful for making wine with. But it's not the most valuable. That's star fruit. But you have to buy those seeds. You have to wait for them to grow, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, ancient fruit does continually harvest, which is great. Of course, that's kind of a thing that I'm looking at, is continually harvesting crops is something that I'm kind of looking at a bit more so. And I'm wondering whether once we've actually hit that 10 million, whether continual harvesting crops such as the ancient fruit, corn, cranberries, should be what I predominantly end up growing over on Ginger Island, because that'll be just a constant cycle of things. And then I replace what's in the greenhouse, because I could remove the ancient fruit from the greenhouse and then put in there the star fruit or the things that I'm actually needing at the moment in time to make money. But we've got a mixture of other things, such as we've got our pumpkin juice, because we actually ran out of a lot of things that would be worth making into wine. Which, that's somewhat concerning in some ways, that, we've managed to run out of stuff like that. Not the end of the world, because, we've still managed enough at least. And that's kind of the thing. We've still got lots of kegs going, we've got lots of production going. And you see, we've got like a good stack of about 220 of the ancient fruit. So we can still make that's a room's worth, because when it comes to the amount of kegs and such that are in them, it's not a small amount, which I think is reasonable. And, we've still got lots of other general keggery to be sorted out. So yeah, that's the logic at least on that one. Now, we've got all these pumpkins, and I don't really know what I want to use this room for. I'm debating turning it into... Well, essentially, originally my plan was to essentially use it as Greenhouse 2. It is a more valuable use of space because it allows more crops to be grown than would be available were the land itself used. But it's kind of what do I use it for? I like my hybrid room. That's useful. Very handy. Kind of all the useful goodness there. But I do need to still sort of figure that one out. And I guess that's kind of the issue is, what do I use it for? And yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got all the jams. I'm debating whether I actually use, what's it called? Things and stuff and colouring in. I'm having words good, yes, as you can tell at the moment. Anyway, let's keep slugging away. So we've got all these crops that are being slapped in here, turned into other useful stuff, and we'll see what we can gather. Okay. Hopefully something of use will be good. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of a given, isn't it? Something of use would always be handy. So I'm turning into pickled tomatoes. I'm just trying to cycle through some of the smaller stacks of stuff. I know it's maybe not as inherently valuable, but it does remove them from the storage. As some of the storage is getting a little cluttered. which is kind of annoying. Understandable, but, you know, doesn't stop it from being annoying. But anyway, let's have a look and see what other things that we can sort out as well. So we've got all of the animals, and I think I would like to turn this room of animals, this part, into a dinosaur room. And the other one will probably be where the other animals live. And yeah, I want all the dinosaurs, because dinosaurs are adorable. Because at no point did I ever, as a child, not decide that dinosaurs were awesome. I think that's kind of a common trend, though, isn't it? As a lot of children, especially of my age. I don't know about kids these days. I assume they also have a love for dinosaurs. I could very well be wrong. You know, if kids don't have a love for dinosaurs, you do you, champ. I just loved them. When I was a kid, there was a particular magazine I remember my parents subscribed to for me as a kid, called Dinosaur Magazine. I know. Imagine different. It was Partworks. Now, so every month you received bits to make a model T-Rex, and that was really awesome. And you could you made the skeleton, which is what you got first, and it glowed in the dark, and that was freaking cool. And then you then got the skin for it. So you got you could put the skeleton inside the body of it, and once you built the body, you could then paint it, which is awesome. It didn't come with any paints, if memory serves, but then again, it was a long, long time ago. But my dad, in his infinite wisdom, realised that if he took the skull apart of the T-Rex, he could cut it out of thick cardboard, so that the skull could go inside the T-Rex head, and nothing else needed to, because that was the problem. If you didn't put the skull of your glow-in-the-dark skeleton inside the T-Rex, you wouldn't see its teeth, because it would have none. And my dad, being a crafty man, he went, you know what, let's sort this mess out. And yeah, we ended up with a very cool T-Rex and a very cool T-Rex skeleton. You know, small things. But yeah, dinosaurs, always a big love of mine. Now, let's quickly sort this out. I think one of the other things that we had, though, is as a kid, I grew up not on, but reasonably close to the Jurassic Coast, which is genuinely a part of the UK. It's, absolutely lovely. And we went there a couple of times when I was a child. I found a couple of fossils. There's nothing like the thrill of, as like an 8-year-old kid, and finding a fossil of a trilobite. Yeah, I know they're common as muck. Nowadays, I'm painfully aware they are literally common as muck, and you can actually time the strata, like you can age the strata of fossils based on the trilobites that happen to be in it. So it's not the end of the world. But, you know, I have a trilobite that I found, and my God, am I pleased with that. I still have it. Sits somewhere in my office. It's just on the summer. There's a lot of books in here at the moment. Right. Anyway, less trilobite rambling, and we'll get on with cutting these trees down. Okay, so main plan for today, though, is we've been sort of doing a bit of farm admin, which is quite kind of reasonable. And what's anyone got an extra emerald? No, I don't have one. Well, I do have one, I'm sure, but I don't really want to give it up for the time being. It has uses to me, and I do not wish to expend it. I say that, but I can't really think of anything that you need, well, that you desperately need emeralds for. But I am going to go through and double check, because that would be clever. Allegedly. Because again, I don't really want to screw up and not have all of the access to being able to make stuff. Now, as you see, this is what I've done with the quarry area. It's quite heavily not a quarry anymore. It's more of a wild tree growing area. And I'm a little bit disorganized when it comes to the actual trees themselves, I literally just slap them down and kind of hope for the best on this one. And that seems to work out alright for me, as a general rule of thumb. I do end up with a few weird and wonderful things. Yeah, you still get a bit of stone, it's not the end of the world. It's fine. It does what I need it to do. And that's kind of all I'm relying on this, is that I'm slowly generating more resources. Which I think is perfectly legit. That's what I need. And the thing is, I needed wood in a desperate amount earlier. I don't quite need it to the same degree anymore. I mean, it's still handy to have, but I don't need it as badly as I did previously. Okay, so let's cut that down, mangle that rock, and cut this tree down. Lovely stuff. Okay. So yeah, that's the game plan, at least on this one, is just keep trees growing, gather the gubbins, do our best, you know, that sort of thing. Okay, what's next? You know what, I haven't been to Ginger Island. I should probably head there soon enough, because I do kind of want to keep my eye out on what's going on over there, as that would be sensible, I think. Well, I you know, it's that vaguely, I'm pretty sure that would be vaguely sensible for me to do. Okay. What next? I think that's the biggest question, isn't it? What next? Okay, so I'm going to buy a bunch of seeds to replace the seeds that were in the growing room. And honestly, I probably should have grabbed a few more. It wasn't the brightest of plans, I will freely admit. I definitely should have grabbed more. With the blessings of hindsight now. Because yeah, I'm looking at it and going, oh dear, I need more. That's just how it goes, I'm afraid. It's a constant need, really, isn't it? It's just, you're gonna always need more. More of the seeds, more stuff to grow. And again, it's because I don't really know what I want to do with that room. I'm debating, as I joked previously, about turning it into a coffee and tea room. Kind of as a gag on the fact that I'm painfully British. And of course, why have I not got a room making tea? At the same time, I'm painfully aware I don't really drink much of it. Also, it gives you green tea, which, you know, it's all well and good, but it's not black tea. That is more of your traditional English fare. Good cup of Earl Grey, which, as many people seem to be latching onto Yorkshire tea as a thing, I've never really been as keen on Yorkshire. More of a Twinings myself, because I'm a posh, pretentious ass. Which is probably the best way of putting it. But that's not entirely what I'm after. Tea is all well and good, but it's not my biggest jam. And I'll always admit that. Right. So let's see what we can sort out here today, as we have quite a few more things that we need to organise. That's kind of the big trade-off, isn't it? And I've got a little bit more. I've got another solar panel, which I'm going to go slap in the desert somewhere. And I kind of guess we've got to hope that we can figure out what we're doing better, almost. Probably possibly the best way of putting it. Let's see. What else can we sort out? Well, we'll put these down, at least, because we need that. We're going to need these to be planted. Always going to need more of those. I mean, it's never going to be a bad thing to have more fairy roses. Again, we can just sell them for a bit of quick cash, and again, we could turn them into fairy powder should we need more of it. Now, considering I've got a bunch of crystallariums and I'm going to need more of them, generating large quantities of the stuff is perfectly within the realms of possibility, which I think is, again, perfectly reasonable. Okay, let's see what else we've got. So it's chucking it down here on Ginger Island. Hopefully we've got a good amount of... well, it doesn't look like there are many crops that are ready right now. Well, at least we've got ourselves more sap. Again, I should probably start smelting up some more iridium and start using that to make more of the... whatchamacallit? The more potent... fertilizer for the new year. Although I'm still... Ooh, that's a pineapple. Anything else need planting? Well, let's grab the sap while we're here, because that's a good idea. Always want more sap. I like, when wouldn't I? I think that's probably the best way of putting it. When would I not want more sap? Which, again, I know is a very lame thing to want or need. But at the same time, it is incredibly important for me to have, as of course it does allow me to make the potent fertilizers. And I'm sure it's useful in a couple of other things moving on down the line. I think one of the things I would like to do is build a slime hutch. I've not actually ever used one, and I think it'd be kind of cool, really. So I'm inanely curious to see what it actually would do for me, and maybe that's going to be the year 4 project of, or once I've achieved perfection project. I think probably the better way of putting it. Once perfection is achieved, then we will have a look and see what can we actually do with it. What benefit will it actually give us? And, you know, that'll be kind of cool. To actually see what we can end up with. Well, let's spend some of these key gems as well whilst we're here. Pressure nozzles, that's good. Now, that one was a tough one to choose between, because Junimo Kart, I am genuinely terrible at. I do almost feel like I should link to the video where I showcase my atrocious inability to play the game, because my goodness, am I terrible at it. Like, it is... Oh, it's painful. Genuinely painful to watch. I need to remember which one it is. But yes, I might even just do a "This is why I suck at Junimo Kart" episode, where I just play Junimo Kart and bang my head against my wall and cry a little bit. I am not a mature individual, promise. Nah, honest. I'm very much for it. It's a tough game for me. It doesn't mesh with how my brain works, I don't think, and you know, that's disappointing for me. Because, well, of course it would be. I want to be good at it, and I'm not. Admittedly, there are times when I've realised that I'm not good at something, and I have forced myself to become good at it. Which might sound a bit odd. But that was mainly within me doing my best to work my way through something that I found difficult. So, for example, I say difficult, in video games, my friends and I used to play a lot of Battlefield together. I say used to, we haven't done recently, which is a shame because I do enjoy playing it with my friends. But one of the things with that is we struggled a lot with aircraft because none of us were particularly good at fighting them. So I forced myself to learn to be good at using aircraft. That was literally the easiest way I could put it. I needed to learn how to be good at using them. And that wasn't easy. Being very honest. I had to figure out how the planes worked. I had to figure out the story. And I got shot down a lot. I'm by no means the best pilot out there. Never would claim that. But I am probably average to slightly above average, if I'm being generous to myself. Of my friendship group, though, I'm by far the best because nobody else can fly planes. They're all really bad at it. But that's the thing is that when you're playing as a group, you do have the ability to synchronize and work together on stuff, and that's kind of a big thing, isn't it? Like, being able to go, oh, does anyone able to man the AA? I've got a guy on my tail, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, you can go and absolutely smash somebody's face in. Which I think is, again, perfectly legit. And yeah, that's a thing. So let's see what else we can sort out here. So yeah, you know, rambling aside, that was like my jam. Making sure that I was able to do my best at that. But that's the thing is, like, I always wanted to try and be the thing that my friendship group needs. So, for example, when it comes to things like D&D, I'm always happy to be like, oh, well, what sort of thing do we need? It was my first gut reaction whenever I played, rather than what do I want to play? Which I don't feel is too selfish in some ways. Like going, it's not too selfish to go, what do I want to play? Because that's a very important question. What do you want to play as? Is a very important quandary. You need to, like, know what is it that you want to do in the game. What's your end goal? But who knows? Yeah, so that's sort of my logic. Is like, I'd rather be able to support my friends and do the best we can together. But anyway, we're heading into Tuesday now, which is, you know, the very exciting day of the week because it's another day ending with a Y. And today we have a little bit more that we need to organise. We need to go and try to get to floor 100 of Skull Caves, and that's going to be tough. And I say that because I'm not sure what that's actually like. I've never actually done that on the harder difficulty mode that is currently presenting itself. So I'm curious to see how well that's going to go. Honestly, because it could go really well or it could go really, really badly. And yeah, I'm kind of inanely curious on that one. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Oh my goodness, look at all of the pumpkins. Well, I'm going to leave the critters to gather that. The critters being the Junimo. Because, yeah, they can sort that out for me. That's fine. I don't need to worry as much. So, yeah. Coffee. Well, we can turn 2 of that into espresso. That'll be gold espresso. Which is fine and all. Now, I need to make some defensive or offensive food. I think mango rice might be the best one. 3 defense. Because that's something I've got to consider. It's combat food. What's the best for combat? And defense, I think, is going to be slightly more important than attack. Maybe? But being that it's the Skull Caves, I also want to have luck. Because without luck, I'm going to suffer a little bit in that I won't be able to find more of the holes in the ground to drop down, because I kind of want to bypass as much of it as possible. At the end, what I think is quite reasonable. So, yeah. I need to think about that a bit more. Because, yeah, I don't want to end up screwing myself over by kind of getting stuck, almost like having to go down floor by floor. Maybe I even need to make a bunch of staircases, but I don't have much in the way of what's it called? I don't honestly actually have that much stone, so I could maybe make 10. But yeah, so I'm going to quickly grab some of the pumpkins I know that the Junimos can't reach. And we've got a giant pumpkin. Hoorah. So again, maybe I was incorrect. They can just turn up as you want them to be, which is great and all. So that's cool. Did not realise that. That makes me slightly happy. I say slightly happy. Does make me very happy. So we've got some corn, we've got some other stuff. That's fine. It's just going to be how it goes, isn't it? So I'm going to deposit all these pumpkins and things into the shed, just so that that's ready to be turned into whatever I turn it into. And that's quite a hefty harvest, because we've had 2 harvests of that. So that should keep me going for a little bit, I think. Well, one hopes it would keep me going for a bit, because that is not a small amount to go through. Which, again, great. And that's really what you're after, isn't it? You want to have more in the way of resources coming out for you, don't you? I guess. So yeah, we've got still we need a bit more resources in here to finish off. We still need a few more of the furnaces. We still need more crystallariums, and actually visiting Skull Caves should give us the end game resources for being able to do that, which would be really helpful. Now let's deposit things that we don't need in here, I think. So I'm definitely going to stow a bunch of the tools that I'm not going to need, which again, perfectly normal, perfectly legitimate. Because yeah, I don't need all those tools to carry in. Like, I'm only going to need, I should probably only carry like maybe the sword, the axe, and the pickaxe. Only because the axe will allow me to cut down a couple of the trees that are there. I might not need them, but it's definitely a thing, isn't it? Because yeah, I might actively want / need that. So yeah, that's going to be my logic essentially on that one. What next? So we've got all these pumpkins, which is great and all, as you can sort of see. I'm very happy with that. Minus treat. Again, that's useful. Oh, I still need to go smack that pumpkin, don't I? Because the Junimo aren't able to harvest the large crops because they can't pick it up. Which is fine. And that's the thing is, like, I've got my 3 Junimo huts. I feel like I've got a decent amount of land that they tend to. And it kind of automates a lot of it, which is great. I don't have to worry as much. So let's quickly grab this plum. We'll grab that hazelnut. Again, just extra stuff we can sell. That's really what I'm boiling it down to, is I can sell this. I don't have to worry about it. Okay, there goes Pam for her daily shift of standing at the bus stop doing nothing. And it's good that she's got a job in that she drives the bus, but not saying she's got a really exciting, thrilling job, but I'm hopefully she's got some good job satisfaction out of it. Now, Pierre, I would like to buy, I think it's going to be bok choy. That's going to be the fastest growing. Because I've still got 5 days before the end of the season, I'm thinking about what can I physically slap down to generate enough for me. And that might be a bit of a strange thing to sort of think about in some ways, but I want to be able to do one last crop harvest before the end of the season, which I think is quite reasonable, really. So yeah, that's my logic right now, at least. Okay. So what else can we sort out here? Well, let's slap down the bok choy. May need to harvest a little bit of it outside of what the Junimo are doing, which is fine. It's not the end of the world if that's what needs to be done. I'll live. But yeah, some ideas. Now, bok choy, I'm probably just going to sell it straight away. I'm not going to bother saving it or try to pickle it. because I've got lots of more valuable crops for doing exactly that. So I don't really need to worry about it. But for now, I am going to just hold on and kind of see what I can create and generate for myself. As of course that is, you know, a big thing. I've got to make sure I've got everything I need and we can actually do what we need to do. Oh, goodness gracious. We're going to eat a lot of time today, aren't we, doing this? So we've still got all the pumpkins there. That's going to be grown in the next couple of days. So if it isn't harvested tomorrow, then there's no point in me planting the bok choy, because it's not going to be ready in time, which is fine. Perfectly fine. It just means that that land will lie dormant and will do nothing over the winter season. Well, the fact that I've got the sprinklers, I could, in theory, if were I to do so, just slap down a bunch of the winter seeds and just have them being sprinkled and watered and blah, blah, blah. And I don't need to do anything other than just let them grow, which is, again, perfectly fine. Because nothing else needs to happen on that. Because, again, there's just no issues. There's nothing else that can really occur that could be of much use for me. I don't need to worry about it, and off we go. Okay, so we're going to put those in there, because I want to sell the high-value ones, the purple ones. I've got my mango sticky rice, I've got my ginger ale for luck, and then we're kind of going to have to see what we can do when we're in there. Now, we've got lots of pumpkins in there. I mean, 236 of just gold ones. That's a lot of pumpkin. Okay, we need bombs. We don't need the hoe. We don't need these. What else do I not need? That's the big question, isn't it? That is the quandary. So we're going to have to really think about this one more carefully, aren't we? Ooh. I hate having to think about things. My brain hurts. My brain hurts a lot. That's kind of a given, though, for me. Okay, so off to the desert we trot, and we will find out what can we find. So actually, grabbing a cactus fruit or two is probably going to be quite beneficial to me, because, again, cactus fruit, valuable stuff, useful. And I'm never going to be too upset about having more of it, honestly. Because it's something that I can eat whilst I'm in the mines, and just see what we end up with. Okay, so we need to get to our level 100. Now, of course, with Robin's resource rush with the wood, that's one of the reasons I've been carrying the axe. Okay, so they hit quite hard. They are unpleasant. I do not like them. I do not like them at all. Ow. Ow, indeed. Okay. Okay. So we need to potentially be a little bit more careful with that one. Oh, goodness gracious. At least they're massive and they're actually quite easy to hit in some ways. Because that's definitely a thing that I'm going to have to be aware of. Okay, so we got our first hole jumped out. And now, this is where I'm really glad I'm wearing the burglar's ring. Because the key gems that I'm getting, there is a possibility of getting 2 each time. Now, this is the sort of area that I really should have made some stairways to go down in. Because, yeah, that's a lot of big, horrible serpents. Go away. I wonder if the length of them is proportional to their health. Ooh, galaxy. 2 galaxy souls. Oh, my goodness gracious me. That's fantastic. 2 galaxy souls. Oh, yes, please. Now, I'm thinking about this one in a more critical sort of thought for myself. I think I need to go to Ginger Island, and I need, really, to improve everything as best I can. Because, of course, I want to... what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I want to be able to improve all the weapons. Now, the dagger is It has the enchantment upgraded into it, but it doesn't have... more 2 key gems. Again, Burglar's Ring paying off here. It doesn't have the attack increases, and I'm debating whether... The sword is kind of going to be my general purpose. The dagger feels... I don't know if it feels like it's going to be... I mean, it swings very fast, but I don't know if it's actually got the reach for it. And I don't know whether that's going to kick me in the teeth or not. And I'm sort of wondering if that I try and make the hammer have the vampiric enchantment on it, because the hammer's more of a more potent combat choice, isn't it? Really, when it comes down to it. So I don't know. Do need to think of that one. I do really need to think of that. It's very annoying. But yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking on that one. So let's sort this one out. So we've got more horrible monsters. We're only on floor 17. It's 5 o'clock. We've still got an opportunity to get down there. Again, I'm just bombing stuff to, one, gather resources, but also really to see if I can find a hole. Okay, so no holes, just staircases. Down we go then. Let's smash that. Okay, we'll just shoot. Go away. I will murderize you so hard, you horrible creatures. You damn ghosties of ghosty ghostless. Go away. Leave me the hell alone, please. Okay, so the mummies are just always annoying, and I think they're just going to eat up most of my bombs, to be fair. Now, so some fire quartz then. I do need some of that, because I want to make the slime egg press, at least later on. So, that could be very useful, I think. Let's try doing that then. Well, let's eat that. And I think we should go grab the other resources that are scattered on the ground here. And there's a way down as well, so that's good. Nope, go away. Go away. Leave me alone. Horrible creatures. Again, it's very much the please just go away and die approach, which is maybe working out for me? I don't know. Okay. So we will work my way through this. We've got some more slimes. The slimes don't bother me. I think actually if I did have a vampiric weapon, the slimes would be perfect, because they'd be able to give me the health back that I'm losing to the other creatures. Because they can't hurt me, it's not a concern really for me dealing with them. And I think that's something I should probably be a bit more aware of, and how I kind of deal with it all. Yeah, I really need to sort of try and figure that one out a bit better. I'll put a bomb down, and we'll just grab those, and I think we should just get out of here quickly. Okay, so another frozen tear. Again, I do need frozen tears, because of, well, that's something for one of the rings, if memory serves. What don't I need? I kind of need everything I've got. I should get rid of the slime. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Slime doesn't matter at all. We'll detonate that bomb. Ooh, a pair of rubies. Yes, please. More bombs. We've got to find a way down sooner rather than later, please. Come on. It's not that hard. Rubies again, though, they're going to be useful because they are needed for improving the attack characteristic of a weapon. Ooh, that's a lot of iron, isn't it? That's lovely. Ooh. Oh, and there's way down. Oh, I still managed to bomb myself. Oh, well. Do I want the jade? We'll sell it. It'll be fine. It's a thing. You know, I'm trying to figure stuff out on this one. Going very much for... this'll do. Okay. Still only floor 24 and it's 8 PM. So we're about quarter of the way down. We need a good drop down. Now, I've quickly drunk some more of that. Just to err on the side of caution for health. And, of course, maintaining the luck stat, which I know is only 1, maybe 2 from the gold quality. I can't remember if that actually does make a difference. That's a lot of bugs. That's another option as well. Like, if I have the... Maybe I should re-roll what's on the dagger, and if I can get it so that it does the arachnid... No, there's a bug hunter word. I can't remember. It begins with an A. Arthropod Bane or something, I think is what it's called. Something vaguely like that. That might be useful to carry the dagger for stabbing those bugs that are immune to damage, because that dagger can kill them. And that is useful. Shockingly enough, who would have guessed that a weapon that can kill stuff is really handy? Khadoi. Bang. I'm going to murder the ghosty. I'm going to stab these bloody mummies. Go away. Going down here. Thank you. Oh, a treasure chest. What's in the chest today? Let's find out. Hopefully something vaguely useful. Some more Omni Geodes. I think the Geodes themselves I'm going to end up using for... I'm going to turn them into... Oh my goodness, that's a lot of mummies. Yeah, I'm going to turn the Geodes into... the treasure trove type thing you can get from them. From the guy in the desert here. I think that'd be more useful and more beneficial to me. Okay. Yeah, this is somewhat alarming. Lots of stuff. Well, let's give it a go. Murder the ghosty. Murder the other one. Hope for the best. Give them some good stabberizing. That's generally how this goes, right? Okay. Well, we'll slap that. That's fine. We'll go down. I don't like those winding floors. They just irk me somewhat. Oh wow, a pair of holes. Well, let's jump down this one. Bye. 8 levels. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, I need to eat or drink something, don't I? I would err on the side of caution a little bit there. I mean, we're halfway there almost, so I'm feeling vaguely confident with this one, so that's good, I guess. Okay, that's a big horrible creature that needs to die, and that's a little horrible creature that also needs to die. Because when aren't there horrible creatures that need to die? Right. Let's see what else we can sort of achieve here. Go away. At least we're getting some spicy eels from them, which is quite nice. But goodness gracious, they hit like a truck. I mean, 27 damage. Ooh, that's getting a little bit scary. Don't like it. Don't like it. Ugh. That wasn't pleasant. I'm going to eat the stir fry because that'll give me some just health. There we go. That's what the other thing I need to do is actually cook some things that are basic, that don't have any stat upgrades, just so I don't lose the combat bonus of the higher defense that I've currently want to give myself, which I think is perfectly reasonable as a thing that one wants to obtain and achieve. But whilst we're down here, we are gathering a lot of resources, and that's handy. Okay, so we're going to murderize these. And put a bomb down, hide in the corner, still hurt myself. I really need to be better about knowing the radiuses of these bomb blasts, because that was dumb. Ooh, boy. It's getting sketchy. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. And, ooh, some iridium. The thing is, I don't need iridium as much as I did previously. Again, another heavy mummy floor. That's a lot of them. Goodness gracious. Go away. Eat sword. Now eat bomb. That's going to be the next trick, isn't it? Oh no, they're going to come back to life before the bomb goes off. Damn it. Well, that was a bit of work, wasn't it? I need to get out of here. Move. Move, move, move. Oh god. I don't have an opportunity to eat right now. That's not good. Oh my goodness, that was sketchy. Don't like it. I really do not like those serpent things. They hit too hard. Okay, it's 1 AM. I think I'm going to call it for that attempt. So, look, floor 48. So, maybe I didn't quite have enough bombs. Well, I had lots of bombs, but I didn't use... I didn't benefit from like the fact that I had a kind of low luck stat. And yeah, I think that's kind of it, isn't it? That's a shame. Oh well. Well, let's just organise we've got here, and we'll just get ourselves ready to roll on off that one. So, there we go. That can get organised there. We've got a bunch of diamonds, which we can fling in, which is good. I think the number of crystallariums that I've got there is just fantastic. I need more, of course. Okay, so I'm going to grab the last bits of these, and I will bid you all a very fond farewell. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's episode of the Watch Play Stardew Valley. And I hope if you have enjoyed, please do like, share, and subscribe, because those always do help. And please do comment below with whatever sort of odd things you'd like me to do or to see. And once again, hopefully I'll catch you again the next time the Walrus plays Stardew Valley.